Started here this morning. We got a good show. We got a special show for you here today. We got our special guest, Jen, who's the CEO of Engaging Speakers, who's going to be doing our business share and ultimate resource section combined. So she's going to be talking about how to speak your way to more business. So I'm really excited and grateful that she is here with us today. She's attended Freedom One in the past. We had a great conversation. There will actually be a chapter that's going to be starting up here in Libertyville at our office. So I want you to check that out. There's more information I'm sure that she can give you. You can find on your website, etc. But we got the 4th of July weekend coming up here, so it'll be an extended weekend for probably most of us. You'll be outside. The weather's supposed to be absolutely beautiful. As Scott Rose mentioned, we got a motorcycle ride tomorrow, so if you can join us, we'd love to have you. Be driving up into Wisconsin and getting lost on some beautiful roads up there. Does anybody got any wins they want to share with us this morning? Some awesome stuff that's been happening in their world, in their life, their business. I can't see if you're raising your hands, so I'm just going to ask you to unmute yourself and share, if you will. Gail, just looking at her glasses is what she's doing.
I guess I could share something, Cody, to the gang. I had a
Smeared them. I can't see.
Oh, there we
Go
are.
ahead, Wayne.
Oh, I had a Zoom yesterday with a lady in Texas. It ended up being the longest seminar I've ever done. It was crazy. This thing went for like 8 hours. Because, yeah, she has epilepsy. And so we were interrupted a number of times, and it was a bit of a struggle. But by the end, she was very happy and a non-smoker. And this is one of those cases that it was really a pleasure helping that lady out. But it took forever, and it was really like hot for her and me, and it was really kind of an ordeal. But a win, and I'm very happy with another one under my belt. It's just this really nice old lady from Austin, Texas.
Wow. Well,
That's
congratulations. You earned that one.
Yeah, man. And I might see you guys on the motorcycle ride tomorrow. My old Harley is back together and running, except I got an exhaust problem. And then there's the, excuse my language, and then there's the other motorcycle. I can take that. So we'll see if I go.
Nice. Thanks for sharing, Wayne. Anybody else have anything they want to share this morning?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Cody, I got a nice call from Ellen Dean, actually. Anyway, she sent me something by email, and thank you for, I voicemailed her regarding the conversations with a lot of the Gurnee restaurants, and we contacted over 100, and didn't realize there are between 100 and 200 in Gurnee, and then worked with David Motley from the city of Waukegan, and she said, your outreach is very much appreciated by them and us, and we're just really no replacement for the personal touch. You know, and that just even making a phone call or a Zoom meeting is really, you know, helpful for a lot of these businesses. Thank you for making those calls. And if you're, you know, and then she wants us to develop a list of those restaurants that are providing outdoor dining so they can compile and promote it widely this summer. Thanks again, Ellen, and the mayor of Gurnee. So that was a nice little acknowledgement.
Thanks for your work on that, Rich. Appreciate it. Anybody else got any wins? We got one more. You want to go, Al? We'll go with you too, Marvin, next. Al, why don't you go first?
Well, it's not really a win, but I wanted to let everybody know we got a call late last week from the Park District in Waukegan, and they said that they were going to have their annual Independence Day parade as planned, and everybody was excited. And as it turns out, it's a virtual parade. And it's going to happen tomorrow or Saturday. So if you're interested in seeing I think it's the first ever Waukegan virtual Independence Day parade. Please tune in, go to the Waukegan Park District website, and you can find a link to that. But it's going to be an exciting day. And also don't forget that the Corn Maze, the Richardson Corn Maze on Saturday is hosting a fireworks display. It's $20 a carload, and it's going to be great. It's probably one of the few fireworks displays in Lake County this year. So get out there. I think it starts about 9 o'clock, or maybe a little. I would get out there early because they're expecting a big turnout. And if you think you're going to watch it from one of the side roads, please don't, because the police will be out enforcing no parking along the roadways or in the neighborhood. So those are my little bits of great information for you all this morning.
One point of correction, Alan.
Yes, sir.
That is in McHenry County. George Richardson's a good friend of mine. It's just a little bit north.
Well, it's in Spring Grove. Is that considered McHenry County?
Yeah. The line is.
Okay, well, there you go.
Details.
Then McHenry County.
Marvin, wrap us up with your win, my friend.
Hey, thanks so much. First of all, I just want to say we had an incredible opportunity last week to add value in our community with the food distribution. We were blessed to get about 100 boxes of food, meat and vegetables and fruit, and had a big event in Lindenhurst at our church. Thankful to my friends in the sheriff's office, Lieutenant Balmas, and couple of the other deputy sheriffs, Lindenhurst Police, and others, community folks who added value and made that a big event for us. That was a huge win. And then the second thing was the previous day, I had a win with a major corporation where I did a talk on leading in times of crisis and dealt with some of the current events that have ensued over the last several months, and had nearly 450 people on the virtual session. And they're bringing me back in 2 weeks for another encore presentation. So happy to be able to have impact here in Lake County. Thanks.
That's awesome, Marvin. That's absolutely awesome. Thanks for all you're doing, my friend. All right, so Bruce, you are going to get queued up here. I'm going to turn it over we got a video that we want to share with everybody today, but we're coming together. We want to help each other continue to grow each other's businesses. So an example would be, I put out in the Freedom One Facebook page, if anybody knew an electrician. I got a lot of responses back. Thank you very much. I did find an electrician. And we also want to give you valuable information that you can take back, grow personally as well as professionally. And that will be Jen today talking about our ultimate resource in speaking your way to more business. So we're excited to have her. But Bruce, you want to queue up and play that video for us, please? You're muted, Bruce.
So Hamilton gets released on Disney Plus tomorrow. And it's also 4th of July, so I found this.
America, America, God shed his grace on thee, and crown thy good with brotherhood from sea to shining.
Let America be America again. Let it be the dream it used to be. Let it be the pioneer on the plain, seeking a home where he himself is free. Let America be the dream is dreamed. Let it be that great strong land of love, where never kings connive, no tyrant scheme, that any man be crushed by one above. Oh, let my land be a land where liberty is crowned with no false patriotic wreath, but opportunity is real and life is free. Equality is in the air we breathe.
And crown thy good with brotherhood from sea to shining.
There's never been equality for me, nor freedom in this homeland of the free. The free. Who said the free? Not me. Surely not me. The millions on relief today, the millions shot down when we strike, the million who have nothing for our pay. For all the dreams we've dreamed, and all the songs we've sung, and all the hopes we've held, and all the flags we've hung. The millions who have nothing for our pay, except the dream that's almost dead today. Oh yes, I say it plain, America never was America to me, and yet I swear this oath, America will be.
One love, one heart, let's get together and feel alright.
get together and feel alright. Oh, beautiful, more spacious skies. Oh, and the waves of grain. Oh, purple mountains, majesty above the fruited plain. America, America, God shed his grace on me. Who lives, who dies, who tells your story?
Awesome. Thanks a lot, Bruce. Appreciate you being our video guy here. Bruce has an event coming up. If you weren't on, he will post it in the chat and on our Freedom One Facebook page. Akey Jackson is going to be his next guest on his show. If any of you have any upcoming events or things that are going on, you can put them in the Zoom chat here. And I would also encourage you to put them on the Freedom One Facebook page to continue to help bring awareness to that. Next up, Scott from the Chamber, GLMV. I'm going to have you go on and share with us what's going on.
Thanks, Cody. Good morning, everybody. I've got a quick little piece I saw, and I've got it's more of an in-depth thing, and I can send it to you if you'd like, but I just highlight the points of it. During these times, I mean, it's unprecedented times we're going through. I found this piece from Hartford. It says, "How to ease anxiety and stress, 5 rules to follow." The first one is lean on your support system. The second is control what you can and let go of what you can't. Take time to recognize what's going well. Delegate and outsource tasks. Unplug and disconnect from devices to regularly connect with family, friends, nature, and more importantly, yourself. So those are just some things. Anybody want a copy of this? I've got more in depth on it, but got a few things coming up tonight. We have another one of our happy hours. We're doing it over at Dover Straits. It's kind of a unique one. We've got a panel of businesses that are going to come together and talk about what it's like to go through phase 4. So I've got five people that are going to join the panel. It's going to be virtual, or you can join us at Dover Straits from 4 to 5. We've got Jesse Greenberg, who's the Public Affairs Director from Medline, that's going to talk. Todd Renahan from Allstate Financial Services is going to talk as well. Our own Gail DeMarco is going to talk as well. Duke Ross, who's one of the owners of Main Street Social, the restaurant uptown, is going to be one of our speakers. And Daria Gorkov, who's Director of Oncology from Advocate Condell, is going to speak too. So we just wanted to get a perspective of what these different lines of businesses are experiencing going into phase 4 and what they expect out of phase 4. So we got that going. Our golf outing's coming up on the 19th of August. We're looking for foursomes and sponsors. It should be a fun event. We're going to do it as a morning tee off rather than an afternoon tee off. It'll be a breakfast, and then we'll culminate it with a lunch. We should be done by 3 or 4 o'clock in the afternoon. But we're looking for sponsors and foursomes. We've got an early bird pricing out there right now. You can find it on our website. Also, which we should be releasing this week, I've talked about it the last few weeks, is the Lake County Small Business Task Force. Our grant program is going to get released. It's for small businesses. It's grants up to $25,000. The link should be sent to me either today or tomorrow, and as soon as I have it, we'll shoot it out to the membership. It'll also be on our website for anybody that wants it. If you need more information about it, you can always contact me as well. In honor of the 4th of July, I've got a quick little quote for you. Those who want our independence believe liberty to be the secret of happiness, and courage to be the secret of liberty. Thanks, everyone. Have a safe 4th.
Thanks, Scott. Appreciate it. Lots going on. I don't see any new faces on here today, but just encourage you to continue to invite people to join us virtually here. We meet every Thursday, as you know, is a great opportunity for them to plug in and get to know other people. And when they do that, we'll make sure that they get introduced to the group. I also encourage all of you who are on here to be posting your information in the Zoom chat. I see a lot of you are already doing that, which is awesome. I would encourage you to do more than just put your name and contact information, but share with us your smoothie. So people who may not know you or have gotten connected with you, they can get a better idea of what it is that makes you unique that you can help them with. So with that, I'm going to turn it over to Jen. And Jen, why don't you just start by giving us a little bit of background about who you are, what Engaging Speakers is all about, and then introduce your topic and go into that for us, please.
Okay, great. Thank you so much, Cody. So Engaging Speakers is an organization, and we actually have entrepreneurs, that's who we attract, that are interested in using speaking as a marketing strategy to grow their business. And so the company started in 2003 by a woman, her name is Gail Brown. I purchased the company in 2018 and just did a whole revamping of the company. And now we're duplicating chapters. So as Cody said, we're going to be opening a chapter in Libertyville at Trinell. So I'm super excited to be able to be hosted there. And we have another chapter opening in Madison. And then we also have a chapter that's already opened in Plainfield. And so our vision is to open 5 chapters this year and get all our systems and processes really solid so that we could duplicate and open at least 20 chapters next year and 20 chapters the following year and just keep growing. And we want to be the premier global coaching company that helps entrepreneurs learn how to use speaking to grow their business. So really excited to be here today. And for me personally, speaking has been one of the most powerful marketing strategies that I've ever found to grow a business. I've built 4 different businesses to 6 figures in less than 12 months and all in different industries. And so speaking has really been the primary strategy that I've used to be able to attract my ideal clients and be able to share my expertise. And I see that work for so many other entrepreneurs as well. So I'm excited to be able to be a resource for you and share with you guys today. I'm actually going to open up with a story that I've never shared with another audience yet. So we'll start there. And so, so it's November 24th, 2001. It's Monday evening. I'm home with my husband and my dad is over and we're playing games. The phone rings and it's the secretary from our church. Her name is Lynn. I don't know Lynn very well. I know she's the secretary and she asked me how I'm doing. And I was kind of taken off guard that she was calling. I said I was fine. And she said, you know, I've noticed that you've been on our prayer list, you and your husband, for the last 6 years. You want to be able to have a baby. How is that going? And I said, well, actually, we just found out last week that we're not pregnant again. And we've been trying every month for the last 6 years. And it's hard. It's really hard. And she said, well, I know this is really out of the blue, but there's been a baby that's been born. And I don't know if you and your husband would be open to adoption or not. Have you guys considered that? And I said, well, actually, I'm not really sure that that's something that we want to do. We've talked about it. Everybody keeps telling us, oh, just go adopt and then you'll get pregnant. And to me, that's a terrible reason to go adopt. And so she said, well, let me just share a little bit with you about the story. This baby was born. Her birth mom wanted her to be adopted. The plan was to adopt. But the family lived out of state. And now that the baby's born, she's not comfortable with that. So I've actually been taking care of the baby for the past week. Now, Lynn is a 50-year-old woman. I know what that means. She's getting up every 3 hours and she's tired. And so she said, you know, I noticed that you guys have been on our prayer list. And so I talked to the birth mom and I asked her, would she be open to meeting with you because she really needs to make a decision. And so she said she would. So would you be willing to come and meet her and the baby? And I said, well, I don't know. Hold on. So I put the phone down, talked to my husband, and he said, I guess. And so I get back on the phone. I said, okay, we'll come. So the next night, Tuesday night, we're driving to the house, get out of the car, walk up to the steps. I walk through the doorway. My husband's not even through the doorway yet. Lynn meets me at the door and she places the baby in my hands. And I take this little baby and I just feel her in my arms and I look at her chocolatey brown eyes and she's so perfect. Like everything that I was feeling was what I wanted to experience for so many years. And I'm looking at her and there's this knowingness. It was definitely a spiritual thing where I knew that I was holding my daughter and I was super overwhelmed by that and so overwhelmed, but so certain. And so my husband comes through the door, we go and sit down on the couch. I'm just holding my baby and knowing that this is my daughter that I have been praying for and wondering like, why was God not giving us a child? And at that moment I knew because this was my child. The birth mom came in and started visiting with us, and we had a great visit. She left the next day. She called me in the afternoon and said, I would really like you to have my daughter. So Lynn brought Maddie over on Wednesday night while she went to church to practice worship. And while I had her over, I got to change her diaper. Actually put her diaper on backwards. Never did a diaper before for a baby. And it was just of it. Came back Wednesday night. She said, you have tomorrow to get your house ready. Now I'm working a full-time business. I'm actually at this time teaching people with disabilities how to drive. I'm working about 60 hours a week. I have clients. And all of a sudden, I have one day to get ready to be a mom. So I had to cancel appointments, call my neighbors. Everybody's bringing items over for the baby. Friday morning, Lynn shows up, walks through my door, hands me the baby about as fast as she handed the baby to me at her house, closes the door, and here I am alone in my house holding my daughter thinking, literally somebody just handed me a baby. So I go to the yellow pages, big thick yellow pages. I open up to adoption, find the biggest adoption ad, and I call and say, I think I need to do something legally. Someone just gave me a baby. And they said, what? And I said, seriously, someone got a call on Monday and I have a baby and I think I legally need to do something. So yes, you do. So we went through the whole adoption process, and Madison Joy became our baby 6 months later legally. And she has been the joy of my life. She's now 18 years old. She is amazing. This experience was so amazing having my daughter that 5 months later, we had the opportunity to do IVF, and we did it, and we got pregnant with twins. So 14 months later, from receiving Maddie, we find ourselves with a 14-month-old and 2 baby twins. Now, the baby twins had a lot of health issues. They were full term, but they had torticollis where their necks were bent, and they had to get a lot of therapy. And it was really hard. My son had surgery at 6 weeks old. His stomach wouldn't empty, and he was throwing up all the time, and it was very stressful. I knew I had to sell my business because here I am with all these kids, and kids are expensive. Adoption's expensive. Infertility treatment's expensive. So I sell my business and think that what I sell it for is going to get us through the time when the kids are little until I get to them to school age. Well, then I get pregnant. By surprise, all of a sudden my body starts working. And now I have a 3-year-old, 2-year-old twins, a newborn, and we are broke. I don't have my business. We went through all the money I sold the business for. We're about $1,000 short in our bills every month. I'm crying each day thinking, like, I tried all these years to have kids. I've always wanted to be a mom. I finally get to be a mom. And I don't just get to be a mom one time. I actually get to be an adoptive mom, a twin mom, a singleton mom. I get to experience no birth. I had natural birth with the twins, and they were not 10 minutes apart like most twins. They were 2 hours apart. So I really got to experience natural birth. And then we had a C-section with Abby, our youngest. So I got to experience motherhood in all these different ways. And I had always wanted to be a mom. And I think about being a mother and thinking about the kind of life I wanted to provide for my kids. I always thought I never want to have to say no to them because of money. I really wanted to just say no for principle. And I could see in our future, my husband was working at the hospital as an occupational therapist. There were no opportunities for bonuses. Like, his income was set. I had no income coming in. We went through all the money I sold the business for, and we were accumulating a lot of debt every single month. The bills were just piling up, and we were snowballing a credit card, and we'd never been in that position before. And all the dreams that I dreamed about in terms of like what I wanted to provide for my kids and the kind of lifestyle and the decisions that I wanted to be able to make, I could see weren't going to happen unless I started working another business. So I started another business, and immediately I came into a huge obstacle. And my obstacle was laundry. It was seriously laundry. I would have 3-year-old, 2-year-old twins, a newborn, and all these little pieces of clothing. And I'd have to look at every single little tag to figure out whose was this piece of clothing. And then I would fold it up and then put it in the laundry basket, carry it upstairs, put it in the kids' drawers. And I was spending at least an hour every day doing this. And it was really like stressful. And especially because I would go into the bedroom and hear the little toddlers would play in their drawers. And then there's all the stuff that I had folded was all over the place. And I would think, this is a waste of time. So then I would just start folding the laundry, putting the laundry basket, and then just leaving it at the stairs, never bringing it up there, just justifying that, you know what, they're just going to throw it all over the room anyway. Just start living out of the laundry basket. So I would live out of the laundry basket. And then eventually that started to become, why am I even bothering looking at all these little pieces of clothing, folding it up, putting it on the stairs, and not even putting it away? So then it started piling up literally in the middle of my family room. I'm trying to work. I'm trying to take care of all these little kids. I'm trying to do laundry. My neighbor comes over, she walks in the door, and she looks at this pile of laundry that at this point is seriously at least 2 feet high and about 5 feet wide. And it is like a serious mound of laundry. All these little kids running around holding Abby, my newborn. And she looks at me, and I'm in tears, standing in my family room. And she says, "What is that?" I said, "Oh, that's laundry." She said, "That's your laundry?" I said, "Yes." And so I go on and explain to her all my laundry woes. And she said, "Oh no, we need to fix that. We need to fix that. This is totally fixable. I have the most incredible system that I do for laundry at home. You don't have to fold. You don't have to sort. You save a ton of time, and it works." And so she walks into my laundry room, which is just like a pass through. It's not even a real laundry room. It's like the garage to the house. You just walk through, and here's a washer and dryer and some shelves on the side. It's very small. And she goes on and explains this incredible system with bins, and it's really outside the box. And I'm thinking to myself, can I do this? Because this is really outside the box. And what are people going to think? And my kids are ever going to grow up and learn how to do their own laundry? And all these thoughts are going through my mind, but it sounds super appealing. Like I'm hearing her thinking, this is totally going to work. I would have never been able to figure this out on my own. And so as this idea is just sitting in my mind for the day, by the time my husband gets home, I tell him, you have to go to Home Depot. You need to get 8 bins, explain the whole system. Like, we are doing this. This is our solution. And you know that solution we kept for our family for 10 years. And I saved at least an hour a day of laundry. And I think about like what that total time was in 10 years, an hour a day. That actually breaks down to 40 hours of work time for 2 years straight, full-time work for 2 years. That's how much time I saved in laundry learning that system. And so you might be wondering, like, what does any of this have to do with speaking? What does any of this have to do with business? What does laundry have to do with any of that? And actually, as I really have thought about it, it has a lot to do with it. When you think about business and growing businesses, and you think about speaking, and you think about strategies that are unknown to you, and the overwhelm that I felt standing there thinking, I don't know how to fix this. And have you ever felt like that in business? Like there's just piling up stuff to do, things to do, and you're trying to sort through it and look at different options and think, what do I do with this? And where do I put that? And there's a sequence to doing laundry. There's a sequence to, you know, if you don't do it right, it's not going to come out clean. And how many times in business, if we don't sequence things right, they don't come out clean? How many times do we not see what's in front of us? There's blind spots that we can't see, that somebody else can bring a system or a process to us that changes everything. And that's what happened to me. Everything changed in that system and process. It solved a problem. And that feeling of complete overwhelm and not being able to sort through things is what I think I see a lot of entrepreneurs deal with. And so I want to do a quick little exercise with you guys. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen, and we're going to do an exercise. And I'm just going to show you the power of this. So I'm going to put a timer on my phone, and I'm going to have you guys do something like, it's called visual scanning. So I'm going to move my screen here for you guys. So there is a 1 right here in the corner. And I want you guys, there's 45 numbers on here. And I'm going to have you guys use the chat. And I'm going to put my timer on, and we're going to have 20 seconds. And so in 20 seconds, I want you guys to try to get to to whatever highest number you can by visually scanning. Are you ready? Start with your 1 and then find the 2, 3, and so on. Go. Stop. Okay, so if you could put in the chat, what number did you get to? Let me find the chat. 23, 44, 18, 13, 25, 14. Thank you, Mary. All right, some of you must have started a little early, but great job. Good job scanning. Okay, so now we're gonna, for those of you that didn't get to 45, I'm going to now show you a framework. So here's the framework, and let's see how much, now that you know this 1, 2, 3, this is the pattern. Okay, I want you to do that again now. Go ahead and do it again, 20 seconds. Okay, stop. So now what did you get to? Did everybody get to almost 45 or get to 45? Lots of improvement, right? Lots of you guys improved. Almost to 45, many of you to 45. Awesome. And so the concept here is like, once you really see that there's a framework, there's a pattern, it wasn't known to you when we first started this, right? You were just visually scanning, and it was kind of that messy feeling of like, okay, what's next and where do I go? And it's slower process. But when you're given a framework and there's a system and a process that you know to use, it makes everything easier. And that's one of the things I wanted to just share with you about speaking, is that there is actually a strategy. And I know I heard Marvin, you had incredible results with your speaking, so great job. And that's really what we want, right? We want to be able to inspire people, and we want to be able to share value. But oftentimes, if we don't know the right structure of speaking, like how do you actually put together a signature talk that highlights your expertise and attracts your ideal clients? There is an actual structure to that and a strategy to that. And if you just, get up and share your expertise and you go through talk, you might often get that kind of response like, that was great information, thank you so much. But you're not having a line of people wanting to talk with you at the end, because the way that it was structured didn't really work. It was more informational, not inspirational. And not that you're not going to give great value or education, it's just how you go about putting that information that you know in your expertise into a format, into a system that will actually produce what you desire it to for marketing. And I heard that Cody in Trinell, you guys talk about how stories, facts fade and stories stick. And stories is a really big piece of speaking. It's really, over 50% of your signature talk is going to be around stories, because stories is the best way that people learn. And so when you think about the things that you want to share, when you can tie stories into those principles, and that is a really classy and great way for you to be able to highlight your expertise and attract those ideal clients that you really want to serve. And when you think about how profitable can speaking really be for marketing, I'm going to ask you to think about if you have one client, what is the value of one client for you in your business? So if you bring in a new client, is that going to add another 5,000 in revenue for your business for the year? 100,000, 500? Like, how much is the value of one client? And then if you look at using speaking, whether it's virtual or in person, let's say you speak in front, let's say the value of a client is, just for simple math, it's $3,000. And you speak in front of 50 people, and you offer 10 people an opportunity to have a conversation, a session with you that's tied to your core genius, your business. If 10 of those that you speak to have a follow-up conversation with, and let's say out of those 10, only 30%, 3 out of the 10 decide to work with you, then if you're making $3,000 per every client that you bring, and you get 3 new clients out of those 10 conversations, you've just made $9,000 speaking in front of 50 people. You've also have the opportunity to bring people into your database by offering them a gift. And there's an incredible process and a really powerful way for you to be able to control your revenue by using speaking as a strategy. But there is a system and a process to do it. And so I want to offer you all a gift, and this is something that I have discovered that is so true about business and learning new skills, that it's really important that our mindset really comes before skill set. And I believe, and what I've seen with people that I've worked with, is that belief is what really inspires action. If you believe that you can do something, you'll do it. As simple as sitting in a chair, you believe it's going to hold you up, you'll sit in the chair. You don't even think about it. And the same thing's true in business. If you believe that this is going to work, what it is that you're about to do, and you have a strategy and a plan, and you execute it, and you take the action, execute it because you believe it's going to work. And so I'd love to offer you guys a course that I put together, and it's really it's a course around building that belief and dealing with some of the, the mindset issues that we come up with as entrepreneurs when we're actually going out and building our business. So this is a free course that I have going to give you guys access to. If you'd like to have access to that, just put your email in the chat and I will send you free access to this entire course. It's video and a workbook and application questions, but it's a really great strategy, and you can actually get an email in your inbox every week for the next several weeks and just kind of go through the information at a slow pace and actually enjoy it. And the last thing I'll leave you with is an opportunity for those of you that are here. I do have on my calendar reserved 8 opportunities to have conversations with you all that are maybe interested in looking at using speaking as a strategy to grow your business, or talk about your business and how you can add another 100K to your business in less than 12 months. And so if this is something that you feel like you'd like to take advantage of, I would be honored to have a conversation with you. And so if you put in your just send me a quick email at jen@jenkoffel.com and just put in the subject line 100K session, then I will send you a questionnaire. And it'll just be a bunch of questions so I can get to know you better, so we can make the most of our time together on the phone. And it's my promise to you that this one single conversation that we could have can actually seriously bring a breakthrough for you to be able to add another 100,000 to your business in less than a year. And even in this environment where we are with COVID, there's so many opportunities for you to be able to really grow your business in a powerful way in ways that maybe you've never even considered. So I hope that this was helpful to you. I know that I'm going to go ahead and stop sharing. One of my favorite quotes that for me personally has inspired me is, this is the quote: "You are one decision away from making the biggest impact, the biggest difference in your life. You are one decision away from changing everything in your life." So thank you so much for having me, Cody. I know that we have some time too if you wanted to open up the floor to ask questions.
Yeah, we will definitely do that. We do have time. What we'll do is we'll ask questions, and then what we'll do is we'll break up into the breakout rooms like we normally do, so we can get connected, have conversations about what Jen shared, and also share our smoothies with one another so that we can continue to help one another grow and get connected with others. So if you have a question, I don't see everybody, so send me a chat and I'll make sure I call on you. Tim, I see your hand up.
Yeah, Jen and Cody, do we know the day and time of the engaging speakers?
Yes, we are actually meeting virtually right now, and our next virtual meeting in Schaumburg is this Tuesday, July 7th, from 10 a.m. to noon. So that's our Schaumburg meeting. We're meeting virtually, and then we meet the last Wednesday of every month, and that's in the evening from 7 to 8:30 p.m. Libertyville, that chapter, its soft launch is opening in August, and their grand opening is going to be in September. And that's going to be the first Wednesday of every month from 10 to noon. And then we also are doing a conference. So that's in September as well. It's a 2-day conference all about speaking. And we are going to have a live stream option too. And that conference is being held in Schaumburg. And so if you want to go to EngagingSpeakersConference.com, you can learn all about the conference. And if you want to just look at coming to a meeting, you can just go to EngagingSpeakers.com and just click on events.
I was part of the original Engaging Speakers with Gail.
Oh, wonderful.
So I emailed you. We'll have a conversation. Thank you.
Okay, great. Thank you, Tim.
Great question. Anybody else have any questions for Jen? No? All right. Well, Jen, you did an awesome job. I saw lots of emails getting posted in the chat for you of people interested in your takeaway. One thing that I noticed, right, so the format, so what I was paying attention to and listening is really the format in which you shared your story, right? So you shared a story with us, you related it back to the point, you did an exercise, you gave us just a taste, enough to keep us interested of like, well, I want to know how to do that. You offered a wonderful gift for us to continue to get further. And then obviously the call to action at the end of, hey, I'm here to meet with you and I can help you grow your business by 100,000, which is absolutely amazing, even in times like this. So Jen, really grateful to have you here with us today. I was able to attend your event as well. You do a phenomenal job of putting that on. So thank you so much for being here and sharing with us this information.
Thank you, Cody.
And what we're going to do now is we're going to go into breakout rooms. So you'll see Kristen is going to be sending you a link so that you can get connected in your breakout rooms. And then we'll bring everybody back here and break it down and send us off to a wonderful 4th of July weekend.
We're coming back.
Slowly but surely, John.
It's like the Brady Bunch, don't you think? You know,
Popping up, yeah. There you go. Like
you know,
needs music though.
the Brady Bunch. We should do the Brady Bunch thing.
Hi guys, I just wanted to say I was in the breakout room with Paula, and she's interested as well in going.
I'll send you an email.
Oh yeah, I was thinking about the golf outing. So there might be, if you want to get a foursome together, we might have 2 already, so anybody could message me, email me, whatever, 4 people and sign up for the GMLV golf outing.
Love it. Put that out there on Facebook, Wayne, on the Freedom One page.
Good idea.
We can for sure get a foursome together to do that. That would be,
Yeah, we got
that's a
2
great
already.
idea.
That's a great idea. I'll put it on the page.
Coach Papa, you're going to want to break us down today with something, aren't you? Because that is an amazing hat and background, my friend.
I could do that.
But before you do that, let's wait to see, make sure we got everybody back here. We might have lost a few people as they're still coming back. So we know
Where can we order that hat?
It's been through the war.
So one last comment that I want to make and put out there for all of you. So the Global Leadership Summit, it's coming up on August 6th and 7th, which is a Thursday and Friday. We've hosted in the past. We've partnered with Holy Cross Church in the past. Holy Cross Church is doing it 100% remote. What I want to share with you is we're going to host it here outside. If you would like to join us as our guest, you can do that for those 2 days. If you register online though, you'll get a virtual link that you can watch it and have access to it 7 days after the event. By registering for that, it's a $99 cost, but it's an absolutely worth it. I promise you, if you get it and you're like, hey, this is absolutely not worth it, I'll actually refund you the money. I feel that strongly about it. I've been going for the last 10 years, and it has been probably the most influential leadership conference that I've been attending that has just helped progress me. So if you would like to attend that, you can reach out to myself, you can reach out to Kristen on here, and just say, hey, I'd love to sign up for that event. You can join us as our guest, or you can watch it virtually, whichever you would like. But by associating with us, you get that special rate of $99 and the virtual link this year, which is awesome. So 2 days can be a lot for people, but you get a 7-day window after the event is over to rewatch or watch those as you desire. So again, I encourage you to join us to do that. Appreciate all of you. Thank you so much for taking the time on your Thursday mornings to get connected and just be in an amazing group of people with the Freedom One network that we have here. Coach, I'm going to turn it over to you, my friend, and you want to break us down with some patriotism?
You betcha. I walked through a county courthouse square on a park bench. An old man was sitting there. I said, your old courthouse is kind of run down. He said, nah, it'll do for our little town. I said, your flagpole's leaned a little bit, and that's a ragged old flag you have hanging on it. He said, have a seat. So I sat down. Is this the first time you've been to our little town? I said, I think it is. He said, I don't like to brag, but we're kind of proud of that ragged old flag. You see, it got a little hole in that flag there when Washington took it across the Delaware, and it got powder burned the night Francis Scott Key said, watching it, writing, oh, say, can you see? It got a bad rip down in New Orleans with Packingham and Jackson tugging at the seams, and she almost fell at the Alamo beside the Texas flag, but she waved on through. She got cut by a sword at Chancellorsville. She got cut again at Shiloh Hill. There was Robert E. Lee, Beauregard, and Bragg, and the south wind blew hard on that ragged old flag. Flanders Field in World War I, she got a big hole from a Bertha gun. She turned blood red in World War II. She hung limp and low before that was through. She was in Korea and Vietnam. She went where she was sent by her Uncle Sam. She waved over our ships upon the briny foam, and now they've about quit waving her back here at home. In her own good land, she's been abused, she's been burned, dishonored, denied, and refused, and the government for which she stands is scandalized throughout the land. She's getting threadbare and wearing thin, but she's in good shape for the shape she's in, because she's been through the fire before, and I believe she can take a whole lot more. So we raise her up every morning, take her down every night. We don't let her touch the ground, and we fold her up right. On second thought, I do like to brag, because I'm mighty proud of that ragged old flag. God bless everyone. Have an amazing, amazing 4th of July. Be safe, be happy. God bless.
Happy
I'm Coach
4th,
Papa.
everyone.
I do approve.
Thanks, Tim. Thanks,
You bet.
Jen.
Thank you.
Thanks, everybody.
Peace out.
Happy 4th.
Happy 4th, everyone.
Everybody.
Break the 5th on the 4th.
Thanks, guys. Be safe.